let's talk. Is Maggie knocked up? Alright, Deadheads, you guys already know from my review that I do believe that when Maggie and Glenn were sitting down and they said that's not the only reason for Maggie not going on the runs. I do believe 100% that, or at least I guess maybe I'm hoping, this is the comic book storyline of Maggie being pregnant. Now, a viewer did mention in the comments section that both Maggie and Glenn glanced down at her belly, or at least looked down. Now, I didn't see that, didn't notice that. If that is the case, go ahead and leave that in the comment box. I am rewatching this episode again, maybe later on tonight, for my fan feedback. I'm going to have a blast with this one, and it's because there's so many fans that didn't like the black and white, and there's a lot of fans that said they were wildly disappointed and they absolutely hated this episode. I loved it though. Like, I love the small things, like where Rick comes in and he tells Morgan, I ask, you answer, that's common courtesy. And I think a lot of people missed that. That was a complete callback to season 1 when Morgan brought Rick in when he had the wound and he wanted to know if he was bitten, and he says, I ask, you answer. That's common courtesy. And that's why Rick had that grin. A lot of people were like, oh, Rick's being a dick to Morgan. That's the shit I love. Plus the action too is awesome. So anyway, moving along. This is going to be a bigger topic than just right now, because now we have to look at, if they are bringing the Maggie pregnant storyline in, they're looking far ahead to the new beginning storyline, or at least to the all-out war, because this pregnancy has to do with a lot of that. If she is pregnant now, then we do know 100% the storyline for all-out war almost definitely will play out in a matter of months. We're not going to have any more big time jumps, and that's I'm saying those are almost definites. Maggie doesn't look the same in some of the trailers coming up. She looks like somebody who is dealing with maybe morning sickness. Something's just not right. Something's bothering her. She's stressed out. She has that look to her. As far as being pregnant, we might think like, man, that might not be such a big thing to add to the story, because all it is, you know, she's pregnant. That's it. People are going to have conversations about it. She can't do that. She's pregnant. And that's about it. That's as much as, right now, that's as much effect on the story as it has. It doesn't really do anything for the story right now. It is something awesome for the characters, especially the fans of the characters, to be like, oh my God, they're pregnant. What are they going to do when they get to that point in time when they have to have the baby, especially like planning that out in the apocalypse. But right now, I think the most interesting thing, and this is what I want to have a discussion with you guys about and follow up this video with your opinions and shit, the pregnancy and the effect this has on the story down the line for the coming seasons. That is what makes me more curious about the pregnancy than anything else. It doesn't really matter to me if she's pregnant, you know, whatever, she's pregnant. It matters where they're going with that story, because we already know where they went with it in the comic book and what it affects story-wise in the comic. We know that. So that's why I want your opinions. Put those down in that comment box and you let me know. Do you think Maggie is preggo? Yes? No? What do you think it's going to, or how do you think it's going to affect the story? And do you think this is something they're putting in now because they're looking at seasons ahead as far as even the new beginning? If you're a comic book fan and you know what that means, put your thoughts and opinions in that comment box. I'm done talking. It's your turn. Subscribe now.